Welcome back to Comic Crow, and today we're going to be health advocates as we talk about the dangers of obesity. I don't know if you guys had seen this; it kind of went around for a little bit, but this individual had, and it's not the first time I've seen this. In fact, I've got a few things pulled up, and it should be fun. But they tried to argue that obese is a slur, right? The term obese is a slur because it is used to dehumanize us and harass us. Who is us? Like who is this slur against, right? It's not because our feelings are hurt by an accurate description. It sounds like it. It is an outdated term that does more harm than good. And as such, it should be eradicated. That's it. Now, I love that there was an actual fact check that Twitter added to this because obese is an actual technical term. It does refer to someone who is a body mass index over 25 is considered overweight, and over 30 is obese. So look, obese does not mean oh, you're overweight. It means that you are like really big. Morbidly obese is really really big, but I've seen this quite a lot from people, and it's this idea that you cannot call out obesity, you cannot call out unhealthy lifestyle, right? And as somebody, like, I love to cook, okay, and at one point I was very overweight, you know, and it was eating healthy and just regular exercise, right? I'm not jacked. I'm not muscle bound. I'm not anything like that. But no, I have a pretty healthy body, and I try to eat healthy. And it's not just that. Oh man, I just hate the way that I look when I'm fat. No, well, I do. I absolutely do. But also, man, it's this lack of energy. You feel lethargic. You feel like you're just stagnating. You're out of breath all the time. It's a terrible way of living. But you have people that, you know, look, fat vegan leftist, right? You have people that don't actually eat healthy. And when I say don't actually eat healthy, you know, I don't care. This girl says she's a vegan and she doesn't eat meat. Meat's not bad for you in the first place. But also a lot of these like vegans that you see, you know, they go to the grocery store, they go to the frozen food section, and they're buying vegan frozen food, right? And then they put it on the fucking stovetop, and it's fried, and they put oil, and they're cooking this fried food in oil, right? That's a lot of those like vegan alternatives. They're really not healthy. You don't have a balanced diet. And I'm gonna guess this bitch thinks like fucking gummy candy is vegan when it's not. But yeah, no, there's more to this thread. Obviously, like nobody agrees. You can see here, but this gets pushed all the time because people don't actually want to live healthy lifestyles. They don't want to be judged for living unhealthy lifestyles. I feel like, gosh, there was this quote that I saw, and I'm probably going to butcher it right now, but it's like we live in an era where smart people get censored so that you don't offend stupid people. And this woman, I think, is objectively a very stupid individual. Um, let's go through some other things. So Steven Crowder posted this, and I saw people like laughing at him. Because they're like, you know, why would you tell people that are big, you know, go work out, and then they work out, you're gonna go make fun of them. I don't think that that's the point of this because, well, first off, bitch is doing yoga, okay, right? Like, she's doing yoga and she's drinking Gatorade. Gatorade is not good for you unless you're actually engaging in like, you know, heavy physical activity. When you're doing stretches in yoga and you're overweight, and then you're sitting there drinking a drink that is like loaded up with sugar and shit, that's really bad for you. Okay, the fact that Gatorade is doing this, man, can you just imagine somebody who is obese? They're doing yoga, which I shouldn't knock it that much, right? You can lose weight if you do yoga regularly, but can you imagine someone who is overweight? They're doing yoga, meaning they're not engaging that hardcore physical activity, and they're pounding down this sugary drink, right? Gatorade's not. Gatorade is not good for people like this, right? It really isn't. But I understand because Crowder putting out that tweet makes it seem like, oh, I'm laughing at fat people trying to work out. I think that you gotta use your brain a little bit. But I remember when I saw this, I wanted to pull it up. But we got more. We got more. Don't worry. The woke inversion of reality didn't work out. I honestly never thought they'd use obese women in verse. LOL. Yeah, Victoria's Secret. The CEO has been replaced after 8 months because their stock price has plummeted. And no joke, right? I remember I was walking by the mall, and we walked by Victoria's Secret, and what, like 2 years ago when you did that, I mean, you saw all the displays in Victoria's Secret, you saw all the models that they use in Victoria's Secret, and then I turned around and I looked at it, and man, they're selling sweatpants. Like that's the big advertisements, like sweatpants and shit, right? Because look, Victoria's Secret is, like sexy lingerie and underwear for women. I mean, I'm not like that's kind of what it is. And I know someone's going to jump and say they sell other things. I don't care. Like, come on. But because we live in a nation, right, where the majority of people are obese, right, in the United States, more people are fat, I should say, than skinny. So Victoria's Secret had this idea that, hey, let's stop using supermodels. Let's stop using people that are physically fit. Let's start appealing to people that are fat and overweight. And here's the big issue with that. And unless you've got like a chunga wunga fetish, like you're not going to be interested in seeing someone who is obese wearing a thong. Like it's just not going to happen. So it makes sense because the other problem is when you make your brand about, women can be any body size and that's all sexy and everything. Well, you're still going to get your physically fit and attractive women, right? Who used to go to Victoria's Secret. They're not going to want to wear the brand anymore because, like, I'm not kidding. You made it for fatties. Like, and I'm not talking about like people that got a little bit of weight on them. I think a little bit of weight is sexy. Myself personally, I think having a little bit of weight is a sexy thing. But when you're like big, like the girl on the left here, the black woman, man, that's nobody wants to see that woman wearing Victoria's Secret gear. It might sound mean, but it's just the God's honest truth. Well, unless you've got a chunga-wunga fetish. If you got a chunga-wunga fetish, like this must have been the greatest time of your life, right? Going to the mall every Sunday. Now, of course, it's not just that obesity is a slur. Also, it's white supremacy, and you are propping up white supremacy by wanting to exercise. The racist roots of fighting obesity. Prescribing weight loss to black women ignores barriers to their health. I like this. There seems to be like this concerted effort, right, in order to change the way that people view being obese and being fat, and I think that's awful. Obesity is like the number one leader in heart disease in this nation. Obesity causes several different health complications. And look, man, I've been poor. I've been like really poor. I've been like, I don't have fucking money for anything but like top ramen noodles and water out of tap. I wasn't like this. I wasn't big like that. That is a choice. Okay, it's straight up a choice. It's this and now I will say now we're dealing with a crisis where food prices are rising up to the point where people are saying it's cheaper to just go to freaking McDonald's. That's disgusting to me because in the past, it was a lack of an ability to even want to bother to cook food, even though that was cheaper. Even though that was cheaper, people still didn't want to cook their own food, and they went to fucking McDonald's instead. There's like this attempt to change the culture in this country to find fat to be a sexy thing, to find fat to be an attractive thing. And again, I'm not saying you need to be like slim down twig. I certainly am not. I'm not saying that you need to have a super jack body. I certainly don't. But you need to take care of your health. You need to take care of your body. Like if you want to live a nice long life, if you want to live a nice like healthy life where you have the energy to go do things, like you don't want to be obese. Calling someone obese is now racist, along with punctuality, proper English, hard work, math, and safety. The new leftist way to do things is to call anything you don't like racist. If that's the case, camping in the left lane and pineapple pizza are now racist, as per me. So yeah, look, this is what I mean. You see people like this all the time, man. Because they say don't bully people, don't bully people. I don't think you should bully people. Not really, not really. But when you see people like this, okay, that post things like this, and then they'll get mad at you, right? Because you used to slur against them. You have to make fun of them. I'm not joking. I'm not making that up. You have to laugh at them, because laughter takes everything away from these people. The righteous indignation, the anger that they have in their hearts towards you. Laugh. I'm not kidding, laugh. Because everyone around who is watching is going to see you laughing as this big, obese, chunky person is screaming in your face that you're causing harm and violence to them. There's no other way here. There really isn't. You have to laugh at people like this, because at the end of the day, they're advocating for something that is absurd, gross, and very, very, very unhealthy.